Coach Nette, assistant coach of the Philadelphia Boys AAU basketball team, Philly Pride. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good, thanks.
I wanted to ask, since this is your first year with Philly Pride, have you done anything different coaching-wise with this team that you haven't done with prior teams that you've coached?
Absolutely. Actually, because we've had access to a gym, we've been able to practice more. And that's something in the 9 years that I've been doing this has been very, very hard to come by. We've usually had to use recreation centers and had to negotiate. So with the coaching staff that we have now, high school coach allows us to have a high school gym, as well as we have a couple of players that go to Emotep, so we can utilize that gym as well. So for me, development and practicing is #1. So for us, this year was the first year we were ever able to have this much practice time and preparation.
Okay. Being one of the few, if any, female coaches in boys AAU basketball, do you think the boys respond to you differently than they would a male coach? If so, how do they respond different? If not, why do you think?
Actually, when I started this, of course, they were babies. I've had some kids since 2nd grade, since 3rd grade, now all the way up to 9th, 10th grade. And the one thing that I always wanted to stay true to myself was when they stop responding, then I'm going to stop coaching. I have not had that problem. I've not had that issue. I think the one positive thing that I have that's different from a male coach is because I'm a female and a woman, I have more of a nurturing, motherly, so the bond is actually a little different. And, they do test me and try me because they think I'm, they look at me, oh, that's Coach Nette, but I'm tough and I'm very, very demanding on, not only them playing basketball, but their grades. So they get a lot from me that they might not normally get from a male coach.
Okay. How did the sponsorship with Under Armour come about, and how is it working with you?
Well, it's we actually had I had a couple of different sponsorships approach me about not only my team but me as an entity. Okay. They really have watched what I've done the last couple of years, and they've seen how I've developed certain players, matured certain players, put players in the right places, and I think that's what they were kind of looking at, and just how I really put a team together. Because not so much, people may not see the X's and O's, but it's the overall team concept and just how I select players to be on a team that has really granted us a lot of success. And a lot of those players, some of them come to us good and some of them are not so good. And it's up to us as coaches and myself to get them where they need to be. And it's about a team concept. It's not about one good player or two good players. We're trying to get everybody to the same level. They might not all start at the same level, but once we go through the season, we all like them to be at a certain level. And the Under Armour situation came about just like any other situation. Been watching what I've been doing the last couple of years and said, I really would like to get you on our team. And we sat down, we talked about it, and it really looked like a promising and positive situation. And to be honest, Under Armour has been great. Kamal Yard, who is our rep, has just been awesome. I mean, he calls me on a regular basis. Nette, you need anything? The team good? So it has really been a very positive relationship. Chris Hightower, who runs the Eastern Division, he's been, checking on us, making sure that we have everything that we need, because we do believe that we have the #1 9th grade team on the East Coast. We're still proving ourselves, but we have some definite prospects on that 9th grade team and the 10th grade team. But because I work closely with that 9th grade team, and that's the team that we kind of brought over and are really making this Under Armour team, it's been very, very good, very good.
Okay, so of course, for obvious reasons, what other reasons besides Sean Colson being an ex-NBA player did you pick him to be the head coach of this team?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know Sean since really earlier part of this year, But what I did know is some of the players that transferred to his school, I did know some of those players. One went to Fieri, another went to Roman. And the transfer players that he received, for whatever reasons, I watched those players and I watched them develop. And I'm very big on development, and I also went to some of the games and watched them coach. That's how I kind of found out about him. One of my players that I've had since the second grade, DeAndre Hunter, who we think is a big prospect for this area, he started working out with him. And his brother was like, you need to get Stevie over to work with him. And it never transpired until after I started watching, going to some of the games and watching his success and saying, hit him on Facebook, good job, coach, good job, and then actually, like I said, seeing him coach and seeing the results that he was getting. He's results driven, and that's what I want our program to be, results driven in a positive manner. And I mean, he can, number one, he develops, but number two is he's been through it. High school, college, overseas, NBA. So it's so much that he could add to the guys. And he's not but so big. So he shows that you don't have to be 6'5", 6'7". You gotta have something called heart, passion, and a goal. So that's why I chose him, and I just think that that was a great way to put this whole team together. Yeah.
Okay, can you pick 3 players that you think have grown the most since you've been coaching?
I have several players. All of them aren't with Philly Pride right now, but the one that's still with me, like I said, has been with me since second grade. He went away 1 year, but he's back. Due to we didn't have that age group at the time, but that's DeAndre Hunter. Very, very cool with his family. We feel like we're a family. Jabri McCall, who came on, I've known him on the circuit for, playing against him. He came over last year, and Jaquan Carlisle. And then, of course, my son, because he don't have a choice to be with me, Stephen Jordan. And I've even watched his development, and that's the other thing. When you're a parent in this, male or female, and you have a son or a daughter that it makes it very, very hard. And you need and should be able to trust other people with your children, just like other people trust me with their children. And you don't want to create a crutch or a handicap for your child. You don't want to make it easy. I played basketball since I was 6 years old. I've been a gym rat forever, and being as though I played, you have to expect more from your own children. So, there's no passes or anything. Anybody that knows me, it's so funny because after games, the one that's not my son, they're like, oh, that's your son? That's your son? I'm like, no, he's not my son. So I feel like that's a good thing because they've never seen any favoritism. And I really pride myself on that because, like I said, I don't want to give him a handicap or a crutch. His game and his name will have to speak for itself.
Right. So, more questions. Mm-hmm. What is your coaching philosophy, and are there any secrets to your success?
I'm going to say play hard but practice hard. Preparation, that's the key. And I think if we're prepared, I don't care who you play, if you're prepared, whether win or lose. And see, that's the thing, everybody thinks it's always win, win, win. It all depends on who you're playing. And it's about results. It's about, are the kids getting better? Do I see progress? So it's not always about the wins. We all want to win. Of course, nobody wants to lose. And that's always the ultimate goal, to win. But even in losing, sometimes you can win.
Right.
All right. So it's not, we don't want to always just say, we gotta win. We gotta win. Everybody knows, and that's what we want to do. But I believe in preparation is key.